Okay, well, let's go ahead and jump into this. Make sure that our audio and video sound at least presentable enough to get us through a live stream. Um, cool. Just wanted to make sure that that's good. All right. Wyatt says all good. Afternoon. Sound and video is 100% okay. Outstanding. Thank you. Appreciate that. Good deal. Well, yeah. Hi. How you doing? I'm glad everybody. I'm glad we've got some people hanging out waiting. I don't like to keep people waiting, obviously, but I appreciate when I jump in here and see some people waiting for the stream to start. That always kind of gets me pumped up a little bit. So thank you guys for hanging out early and waiting for me to get on here. Still kind of setting some stuff up, but I thought while I'm setting some of this up, we can hang out. So, open web, I'm at 192.168.0.68 on port 3000. There we go. I don't remember. So how's everybody's week going? Hopefully everybody's having a good week. Would love, oops, no. Whoa, oh, damn, that's no good. Zero Linux. Did you see my new Geeky Glance homepage? I have not seen that, Zero Linux. Jason Budney's here. Guefra says, you building hardware or what? We are, in our last live stream, hold on, come on. There we go. In our last live stream, we set up the server down there, the white one that you can almost see down there. We set that up with Ubuntu. We put Docker on it. We put OpenWebUI. We put Ollama, and we got Searxng installed. But we never got that to actually work. Jason says, nice haircut. Thank you. Finally got that done. It had been like 3 months and I was dying with it. I hated it so much. Jason says, hello all. Colin says, let's go. We got Austin Duncan saying, yo, tech fans. Zero Linux says, it's on your Discord Docker channel, latest image. Well, let me pop it up because that would be fun to look at. No, we're not going to do that. On the Docker image, I gotta find it. Oh, here we go. Let's take a quick look at this. Whoa, just chill out there. Desktop, there we go. Oh, you know what? Let me bring that over to there and minimize that. There we go. This looks good, man. I like it. I think that's great. I know I saw some other images in here as I was scrolling to get there. No, that looks really good, man. I dig the colors, the vibrancy. That looks really good. I dig it a lot. Looks like you're also running Searxng. So yeah, in the last live stream, we didn't get Searxng working. We kind of got it up and running, but OpenWebUI wasn't liking what I was doing there with it. So we finally moved on and got some other stuff going. But after the live stream, I went in and I sat down with a clear head the next morning and scrapped what we had already, or what we set up during the live stream. I scrapped that instance of Searxng and then redeployed it based on the official documentation from the Searxng document, or from the Searxng docs. And now if we actually come over to here, I can do something like, what is the current status of the Strait of Hormuz, right? Just because there's no way that AI would have this in an LLM, right? So I've gone ahead here and I've enabled web search. And if I do a question mark there, then not that it matters all that much. Metal Linux says, hello, everyone. We've got Andreas here saying hi. Zero Linux saying, Faved is still a bit too iffy. Has some bugs now, but for now, Link Warden. That's cool. Yeah, no, I like Faved. I like Link Warden as well. I think they're a great tool if you use them. if you use them, I guess. And that's where it kind of falls apart for me, is using some new tools. But yeah, here we go. So I said, what's the current status of the Strait of Hormuz? And here we go. This is fairly recent, and we've got some sources cited from csis.org and pbs.org. I wish I had an answer for why it wasn't working when we wrapped up the last live stream. I think for Ollama, I think there was just too much going on in the Searxng Docker Compose that was restricting some stuff. I'm not entirely sure, but again, I went back to Searxng's official documentation. I cloned a couple of the files that they wanted me to clone, changed a couple of the things, I think, in the environment variable, brought it up, kind of reconfigured it in the back end for Ollama, which I guess I didn't really have to do too much because most everything was still the same. And then it just started working. I think there was just something in Nighthawk's Docker Compose that Ollama didn't like on my setup. So when I cleared it all out and started over, everything just started working, and I was really, really happy with that. Almost immediately, it started giving me answers when I implemented the search, or the internet search option. So again, super stoked that I got it working. Yeah, it was a config issue. That's a good way to put it. And by the end of that, we'd been at it for almost like 3 hours or something, and my brain was fried. So I had to come back to it the next day, and kind of come at it with a clear brain. So all of that is working at this point. Lighting looks different. Did you change for warmer lighting? Well noticed, Lemon Zest. I did. My lighting originally was at like 5,800 Kelvin, which is pretty cold. And also caused my nose to look very, very red, which is the weirdest damn thing. So yeah, no, I switched it. I think we're running at like 3,800 Kelvin approximately now. So much warmer light. And obviously the camera, I switched the camera from, where did it go? I was using the Elgato Facecam Pro, which is still a great camera, but I went back to the Panasonic G4, I think, which is a digital DSLR, and it's a sharper image and everything. I think it just looks a lot better this way. So I also kind of cleaned up the back a little bit. I blocked off all the nonsense back there, so it's harder to see what's going on. And then, ta-da! So yeah, I did change some stuff. I guess this was here last week, but the lighting changed this week. And with the new lighting, I wanted to try the old camera again. So Zero Linux says Searxng is great, but search results less than ideal. I always catch myself reverting to Google, and that's why I haven't implemented Searxng in my day-to-day life. Somebody actually brought that up in a comment recently, saw that I was using Google and wondered why I wasn't using like all of the search engines in one conglomerate with Searxng. And that's just how I roll as well. Trying to get my Home Assistant, local AI agent, off-grid system working together. Use AI to control the generator based off solar weather and clouds, and the sunrise and set. So that sounds fun. I mean, it really does. I've got some of my stuff set based on sunrise, sunset. But I haven't really implemented or re-implemented Ollama back into my Home Assistant. Like I reconnected it, but I haven't done anything with it yet. It still gets very confused, like in chat. Like if I'm in the living room, there are 4 lights in my living room that are all controlled by Home Assistant. 2 of them are like wall sconces, and then 2 of them are plant lights. And when I'm like, hey, turn off the plant light by the TV, because I've got it actually, or like when I tell it, I guess, what is it? Turn off the TV plant light, because that's what it's named, because there's a plant light right next to the TV. And I wanted an easy way to recognize it when I went into Home Assistant. I'm like, hey, turn off the TV plant light. It's like, hey, let me turn off all of the lights in the living room. Oh, my aquarium is also controlled by Home Assistant. So when I'm like, hey, turn off the plant light by the TV, it's like, let me just turn off everything. And it's like, that doesn't work for me. So, yeah, so I still haven't implemented Home Assistant or Open or the Ollama stuff back in. It's connected, but I haven't actually really done anything with it. Just learning to get started. Learning Home Assistant from scratch and integrating AI is a steep learning curve. Yeah, it absolutely can be. I would here's my recommendation for that would be learn Home Assistant first, and quit trying to learn two things at once. Get familiar with Home Assistant first. Put your hardware, your lights, your switches, your whatever, actually put them in their proper areas. That will help to some degree. I also took it a step farther in my setup. Let me find it because it might actually be helpful. Let me find my file editor, and then once I get this pulled up, I'll show you automations. Yeah, so this might be helpful to some people. So like so I've got this automation here, and it's like the area in the description right here. I've got area equals front porch. So for front porch on at sunset, front porch off at sunrise, again, that area in the description is in the front porch. I found that helps a little bit. Front porch person detected, again, area front porch, area living room for the aquarium light schedule. So putting things in their area or in an area in the description may help AI as well. But again, I would get comfortable and familiar with Home Assistant before you start integrating AI into it, or you're never going to know what's doing what. Colin says, Ilkusk, you've got some updates to do. Yeah, and this actually isn't that bad. Recently this said 19. So, and like 6 of them or something were my Unify, stuff. And I don't want to update any of my Unify stuff while we're on stream, because I don't want to accidentally kill the stream, because it's absolutely some nonsense that would happen to me. Did I mention I'm building a tiny house in a bus off-grid? Dude, that's amazing. At the same time, ADHD is maxed out, bus build, Home Assistant, AI1. Yeah, dude, that's a lot. And speaking as somebody who also has ADHD, who forgot to take their meds this morning, I'm realizing that as I'm talking, I can hear myself talking way too fast. As somebody with ADHD, I would love a project like that. I would do illicit things to have a small or a build like that to set up. Of course, I'd want an unlimited budget, and that's where it all falls apart. But I would love to have a project like that where I could just jump in and start building from scratch. Would just get me going. But have you considered documenting that, making content, which I know not everybody does, but that's where my brain goes as well. Autistic and ADHD here. Yeah. I don't have the autism diagnosis, but I've definitely got the ADHD diagnosis. So yeah, no, I'm always longing for a big project that I can just nitpick to death until I get it just right. But very often the stuff that I would want to do around the house, would interfere with the not the well-being, but the happiness of those around me, because I would have to interrupt what they're doing, and I don't want to do that. I try to keep things as harmonious as possible. So a lot of the stuff that I do is kind of confined to my own little area here. So, and that's just to be respectful to everyone else wherever I can be. But yeah, that's kind of where that is. And hopefully after I get my taxes paid this year, I'm going to start saving up to buy a different car. The wife really wants me to get out of my Kia because of the transmission issues that I've had for about a year and a half now. So she wants me to get something different. And when that happens, I'm gonna just tear through that, whatever it happens to be, and make sure that it's built the way I want it. So that's definitely a project coming up that I may or may not make content about. But yeah, I'm kind of excited about the opportunity to do that at some point here in the future, once I can set aside $4,000 or $5,000 to buy something used because I will never buy another new car after I did that in 2012, 2013. I did that, bought a car with 22 miles on it, and it was a big old mistake. Or I say I bought it, I leased it, and maybe that was part of the problem, but it was such a bad idea. Finding out that my off-grid customers genuinely need Home Assistant, I created a generator-controlled ESP32 to preheat the generator when it's cold, amongst other controls, hence the reason for learning all this. That's amazing. That's really cool. Well done on that. So yeah, so the whole plan for today, like I mentioned earlier, the plan. So last week we got the server set up with Ubuntu, Docker Compose, Portainer, Ollama, OpenWebUI, and Searxng. We got all of that taken care of last week. And this week I want to start looking at some agentic stuff. And I've got a couple of different ideas of what I want to run or that I want to try out. I've got some notes over here. The three that I'm interested in, I'm going to pull these up. The three that I'm interested in are Hermes, which is, well, all of these are kind of spin-offs of OpenClaw. So we've got OpenClaw here, obviously. We've got Hermes, and we've got NanoClaw. And I was doing some research on them earlier. And the one that concerns me the most, honestly, even though OpenClaw has a bad rap about it, the one that concerns me almost immediately is NanoClaw, actually. And it's, oops, let me come back up. There we go. It's a lightweight alternative to OpenClaw that runs containers for security. It's connects to WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, Discord, Gmail, and other messaging apps. Has memory scheduled jobs and runs directly on Anthropic's Agent SDK. Which is fine, which is whatever, right? But there are some issues with it that are concerning. So I've got a couple of notes over here. So this is the setup.sh file for NanoClaw, and we go down to line 214. Right. So this is in the setup.sh file, and we've got, I can't think of the name of the, PostHog. That's what we're looking for. PostHog is a mailing service, right? So the source is this diagnostics, which is the file I just had up. So on setup start, it's going to grab your platform. Is it WSL? Is it root? What node version is it? Are the dependencies okay? Is it native okay? It's going to grab all of this information here from your setup and immediately send it to this PostHog capture with this PostHog key that is hard-coded in. This is immediately on setup. This is before you've actually really done anything. It's going to grab all this information and send it back to this PostHog address. And for something that that runs in containers for security, that's a little concerning to me. And maybe I am overthinking that, but I would definitely be interested to know what you guys think about it grabbing all of this information on startup here, on setup start right there. You can see that function or whatever, and it immediately sends it to that PostHog URL with that PostHog key. Excuse me, man. I get real excited about that tea. Yeah, so okay, I'm glad other people think that's concerning. Because while OpenClaw has its own set of security issues that everybody's been made aware of, it doesn't seem to be like phoning home with all of my system data. And that's really, I was really bummed about that. I really wanted to try NanoClaw, but and look, it very well could be just for diagnostic purposes or for the sake of knowing what kind of hardware is being used for this kind of stuff. Like, it could be a non-nefarious thing. But but I have a hard time with it, especially if you've seen some of the videos that I put out recently about security issues. Things are going where they shouldn't be. Things are coming where they shouldn't be. It's been a disaster as far as stuff being out there, and for this to just be phoning home with my platform information, I don't know. And I agree, Collins, they should disclose it. I wouldn't have found this if it hadn't been for Claude, right? Because I was chatting with Claude just this morning about like, hey, look, I'm thinking about these three agentic things to throw on the server. Is there anything I should be aware of? And it immediately popped up this information, and for them to like have this hard coded in there, that seems lazy to me, to have it hard coded in there. Or let's see, shared postdoc emitter for bash site setup code. This file after project root is set. All emits are fire and forget background curl 3-second max timeout. They never fail the caller. Honors nanoclaw no diagnostics equals 1. The distinct ID is persistent at data install ID. So the bash plus node halves of the setup use the same IDs and events from install join into a single funnel. So in theory, you can turn it off, but it still creeps me out a little bit. Says that it honors nanoclaw no diagnostics equals 1. So if we come back to nanoclaw, there's apparently, so for the instructions, you're supposed to like clone it. Let's come over here and look at this real quick. Oh, I was on that page already. Yeah, git clone. And then in this repository, it's going to drop it in nanoclaw-v2 directory. And we're going to cd into that directory. Then we're going to do a bash on this nanoclaw.sh file, right? Let's close out some of this stuff. I'm getting confused. I don't like to be confused. Nanoclaw.sh, right? So that's let's find that file first. Nanoclaw.sh. All right. Obey the 3 levels of output contract. User-facing progression log. So I'm just looking through here. So we're setting some variables for logs and setup steps and logs, and then right here, source equals project root setup lib diagnostics. Then we do that setup launched that we saw earlier. Was it line 214 or something? Wasn't there. It was over here somewhere. But anyway, I don't know. It says that it honors it, but I don't know. So that's nanoclaw. That's kind of where we are. I'm still curious about it. It's the official website for nanoclaw, the secure personal AI agent. Runs securely in containers, built to be understood and customized for your own needs. Why nanoclaw? 15 source files as opposed to 3,700. 3,900 lines of code versus almost 500,000. Fewer than 10 dependencies instead of 70. 0 config files. Total time to understand is 8 minutes. OS container author or in isolation. Single process isolated containers. So that's apparently the perks of running nanoclaw. I've heard good things about it, but again, I'm still a little sketched out after everything that we have seen in the news recently. And then we've got Hermes Agent, which is an agent that grows with you. It's not a coding copilot tethered to an IDE or chatbot wrapper and around a single API. It's an autonomous agent that lives on your server, remembers what it learns, and gets more capable the longer it runs. And then it's got a couple of install scripts, and we could take a look at this for the install.sh. I mean, it doesn't immediately jump out as nefarious, but we didn't find the other potentially nefarious thing until like line 200 and something. Um, so I have to wonder, because again, just piping something to bash to just have it run isn't great practice unless you've actually looked through the code. No. So it was a good catch what you're seeing there. If you're going to try to run this on Windows, you have to do it on WSL2. They're just letting you know that if you want to run this on Windows, you have to do it with the Windows subsystem for Linux. If you're going to go that route on Windows, there's no like executable to run on Windows. It has to run on WSL2. So that's all that is. But no, I had the same initial thought when I came here. This isn't worded well, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Here we can see a little thing that it did. Review the PR at this and fix any issues. So there's just little examples of what it does. How did we fix the Docker network issue? And again, this allows you to connect to Telegram or Discord or Slack or WhatsApp, Signal, email, CLI, and a growing list of platforms. Start on one, pick up on another. Excuse me, which I think is a very cool idea. Grows the longer it runs. Persistent memory and auto-generated skills. It learns your projects. It never forgets how it solved a problem, which is awesome. Uses natural language cron scheduling for reports, backups, and briefings. Running unattended through the gateway. Full web and browser control, real sandboxing. And that's really all there is on the homepage. Of course, there are documents where you can get into it. Getting started, installation, Android, Termux, Linux, Mac, WSL2. Again, you just pipe that to bash, and then it does the stuff. Native Windows is not supported. That's where that WSL2 comes in that we saw there a minute ago. What the installer does, it handles everything automatically, all dependencies, Python, Node, ripgrep, and FFmpeg, the repo clone, virtual environment, global Hermes command setup, and LLM provider configured. By the end, you're ready to chat. So this is also an interesting idea as well. I think it's interesting that Hermes, the Hermes agent, like this is their logo. Open a new tab. And that looks like the Notion N. Like, obviously, I don't think Notion has copywritten that particular font face, but that looks very much like the Notion N on this chick's collar there, which, again, I don't understand why this is the logo for Hermes. I don't know. And immediately my brain jumps to Futurama. I've been watching a lot of Futurama lately. But again, I don't know, the whole thing. None of this makes sense in my brain. So that's kind of where I land as far as that's concerned. And then, of course, there's OpenClaw. And while I'm very interested in OpenClaw still kind of, the Notion font in is all I see. Okay, thank you. Okay, Colin says the logo doesn't make any sense to him either. Good. I'm glad, because it just sometimes I don't want to feel dumb alone, So my gut here is to go with Hermes, just because I don't want to trust OpenClaw right now, and NanoClaw sketches me a little bit. Vaz says, damn, scammers are getting desperate. Just got a scam call asking for $600 that starts with speak. Now I implore. I want to make you an offer that you can't refuse, but only once. Scammers suck, man. Somebody recently entered my wife's name, phone number, and email address to someone, or to an insurance one of those like get the best rates for insurance, enter your information here once and get 1,000 phone calls about it. Like there was one day her phone never stopped ringing, like all day long, her phone never stopped ringing. Just scammers trying to, and it wasn't even her car. It was like, it was a new car that we don't have. And it's been several different cars. Like the lengths that scammers are willing to go to in order just to rip people off makes me sad, if I'm honest. Because like some of the people behind these scams are obviously very, very smart people. And rather than applying their knowledge and their wherewithal into something positive, they would rather just rip people off. They say they got access to my bank account. Hope they deposit. That sucks. As for scammers, it's a result of hard times. But there are so many other things that they could use that energy to do something positive with. I understand that the payout takes longer, but I don't understand the I'm just going to be an awful person. Here's the thing. Most of the scammers are coming from other parts of the world, and they're spoofing, like police address or police phone numbers, and they're spoofing bank phone numbers, and they're spoofing legitimate phone numbers to make them look legitimate. And it sucks. It sucks so much. Yeah, scammers are wasted potential. That's exactly what I think. It just like my wife and I went and got our haircut the other day, and I'd already got mine cut. I was sitting there waiting for her, and her phone rang, and I answered it, and they just immediately started speaking 1,000 miles an hour, and I was like, "Who are you?" Oh, I'm so. What? Who are you? Well, I'm so and so with it. Okay. I need you to just shut the hell up for a minute, is literally what I said in the middle of the hair salon. I was like, we don't have that car. I need you to just lose this name and number because we're never going to do anything with you. And they hung up on me instantly. I don't know that we've actually received another call since then, or that I don't know if she has or not. Getting calls from the Netherlands, France, and Italy lately. And wow. Our government doesn't do enough to stop scammers. Facebook makes money off of scam ads and it hasn't been fined, right? Dude, there was an awful video that was posted by an official government account the other day of a woman losing her life in front of a convenience store. And I reported it, as did a million other people. And they're like, no, it's fine. And I was like, cool, I'd like you to actually review that properly. And finally, like a week later, they're like, oh, well, we've restricted this so that teens can't see it. It was literally somebody forcefully having their life taken from them. And they're like, no, it's fine because it's from an official government account. And I was like, bro, I am so done. Like, this is so gross. Yeah, RoboKiller's been worth it. Yeah, I actually pay like $9 a month for the Umail bot killer kind of thing. Yeah, audio or audible video. You know exactly the video I'm talking about. It was an atrocious, awful thing that was posted. And they're like, no, it's fine. And that's where we are. So yeah, that's, anyway, I guess let's do something reckless here. Let's install the Hermes agent and see what happens. I want to make sure. Okay, I've got my phone because I'm probably going to need that at some point. I don't know. Make sure. Yeah. All right. So let's install Hermes. Let's do it. Let's just curl this install script and run it. Like, why not? Like, we're here to make mistakes, right? So we're going to copy that. I guess I should open a terminal here. What was this? SSH tvtech at 192.168.0.68. All right, let's do a sudo apt update. Let's just do this first. Let's make sure we're all up to date, and then let's see what we can do with Hermes. Making mistakes is how we learn. I agree with that. Oh, we're actually not too far. Upgrade. Sure. New fan, great show. Node star, just waving hello. Oh, well, cool. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Really appreciate it. The last 3 weeks have kind of been bonkers for new members, new people joining the community. As far as like subscribers over on YouTube, the new content I'm putting out is being really well received, which I'm stoked about, which keeps me motivated to keep creating more content. And there have been like thousands of new subscribers over the last 3 weeks, and that's crazy to me. So I always appreciate having new people show up and say hi. So thank you. I really do genuinely appreciate it. All right, so we've got this. Let's make sure we've got our script here. Let's come back over to here. Let's just run it, right? Let's see what happens. Cool. So immediately into the script, it's checking node not found, installing node. Cool. Well, I guess we'll just let this run and we'll see what it does. And this is going fairly quickly. Stoked to see that. Having the Xeon Gold CPU probably helps. Having all the RAM probably helps. GPU is not even in on this yet, so we'll see what happens there. YOLO, absolutely YOLO. Hopefully, at some point, it will ask me to connect to Ollama. That is the goal anyway. Some build tools may be needed for Python packages. It's installing dependencies, virtual environment ready in Python, using CPython. All right. I mean, we can hope, JD. I really probably should move it over into a different VLAN, but whatever. I'm always looking for a new project, so if it goes sideways, I get to rebuild my network. I think as long as I don't give it access to too many things, it should be fine. I saw somebody the other day, actually, I can't remember who it was, but they have, they've got the same B-Link little guitar amp looking NAS over there with I think it had 50 something terabytes of hard drive space. And they're like, I just put OpenClaw on it. What content? And they're like, they just let OpenClaw just run wild on it. I haven't watched it, but it's an interesting idea. Interesting. I don't know what all that was. All right. So we can do a quick setup, which is recommended, where we tell it the provider, the model, and the messaging method. Okay. Now, before we get into this, before we decide which way we're going to go on this. Oh, balls, you're right. Thank you, Collins. So we can do a quick setup with provider, model, and messaging, where we would tell it Ollama, we would tell it what model we're using, and what messaging app we want to communicate with. Now, I think I need to look at my phone. Where is it? I've got Telegram. I don't remember the supported. I don't remember the supported messaging and platforms. Here we go. Telegram, Discord, Slack, WhatsApp, Signal, email, SMS, Home Assistant. That's interesting. Mattermost, Matrix, Ding Talk. I've never heard of. Wow. There's a lot. There's a lot of. Oh, we can use OpenWebUI. That's interesting. Huh. Let's see. Saw someone installed on the Proxmox host. Yeah, I've seen some other. I haven't actually watched any content about it because I'm afraid it would give me bad ideas. I got OpenWebUI Searxng set up recently, and it's neat, but not anywhere as good as Google Search says AI mode. No, it's not. Partly due to the Google API. If you paid for the Search API, Yeah, like I've actually got, I had it originally set up with the Brave API, and it was fine. But yeah, also Google's using a paid model versus a free one. Yeah, because it's got more up-to-date information. It can search better. It's directly tied into their search, so it can do things much, much faster, more efficiently than, doing something like what we're doing here. So I think I want to use Telegram. Oops. But I need to get Telegram on this machine. So let me work on that. Telegram. I should have done this ahead of time. Telegram desktop for Windows. Give that a second. And this way I can do it either here or on my phone or whatever. That's done. We'll go ahead and install this. Man, that's bright. Telegram desktop. Sure. Do that. And then launch. And also more context window pre-prompts. Unless you have a ton of VRAM, the context window in local AI is small. Yeah. Oh, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to let you guys see this VRAM, not VMRAM, right? Yeah, no, you got to have the VRAM. All right, so I'm going to open Telegram on my phone. I'm going to go to settings, devices, and I'm going to link a desktop device. While using the app, I'm going to scan. Link a desktop device. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. All right. Delete. No, just delete it. Okay, cool. So now we have Telegram set up based on what's on my phone. And eventually we will create a bot, but we'll come back to that in a little bit. So we're good here. We're good there. We don't need this right now, but we do need this. I think we're going to do a quick setup, at least for right now. Part of why local AI feels a bit more dumb is the context window. I suppose that makes sense. And I guess my understanding with this is that over time, this will get smarter, I guess, because it'll have a larger context window, kind of like OpenClaw with its souls.md or soul.md file, whatever it is. As it learns more about you and it starts saving more information about you and what you're doing and that sort of thing, it's got more information about you and what you expect of it, and hopefully we'll get smarter and be more responsive to the things that you're asking it to do. So we're gonna do a quick setup. All right. So now it wants us to pick a custom it wants us to pick our LLM. And I think what we want to do here for this is there's a lot of them here, right? Like Anthropic would be a fun one. I like using Claude for a lot of my stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here. There's Ollama Cloud, but that's not what we're going to use. We're going to use a custom endpoint, which is where we're going to enter the URL manually. So then what I got to do is figure out the Ollama, what is it? Ollama port, right? Which is 11.434 /v1 here. Oh, what is, I can't remember. 11434. Thank you. Live stream is setting up OpenClaw and Hermes and Proxmox, or you just so what we're doing right now is setting up Hermes on a bare metal Docker install, if that makes sense. But I need to remember the hold on. Let me I don't remember. Is it? I wondered if it was API. I'm really bad at remembering some of this stuff. /API /v1. No. Ollama API endpoint URL. It just says it's that. For Hermes. Let's just do that. Let's see what this says. No, that's a fair point. So then in theory, it should just be here. Oops. So in theory, it should be that, right? Like that's where that should be according. Oops, damn it. Yep. That's what that says. So that's what we're going to run with here. Right? Cool. Okay. So that's going to be our API base URL. Hopefully, yeah, you can see that. We're going to hit enter. API key, we're not going to have one of those for this. Okay, yeah, so there we go. I think I want to use Qwen 2.5, the 7B instruct. Looks good. Okay. I think that's the one. Let me see which one I'm using over here. Oh, damn it. That is twice I have closed that. The 3.4B instruct. Cool. Let's go with 1. Right? I think 1. That one looks good. Okay. So yeah, let's do the Qwen 3.4B instruct. We'll let it auto detect. That's fine. Display name. What is? I mean, that's just. Is that what it's going to look like to us when we're doing stuff with it, or is this something that actually matters? Let me go back over to here. Hermes. Using configuration. It's fine. API keys, fine. I'm not seeing this. Interesting. Well, I'm just going to leave it blank, I guess, and we'll see what happens. Set up messaging now. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to reconfigure that, I think, because apparently I was playing with this at some point earlier, and I genuinely don't have a lot of recollection of that. So we're going to come over to the bot father. We're going to say a new bot. Please choose a name. We're going to call it DB Tech Tutorial Live Stream. Oh. Bot. Oops. Oh. Yeah. Cool. Right? Damn. I always hate it when it doesn't actually give me any indication that stuff happened. So I'm just going to right click and hit enter. Allow user IDs. I don't remember what my, oh, it's fine. Whatever. Home channel, cool. Install the gateway, yes. We're going to use your service. That is no sudo, best for laptops, dev boxes, may need linger after logout. Starts on boot, requires sudo, still runs as your user. Let's do that. That sounds like fun. Launch Hermes chat now. Sure. Well, it definitely doesn't like that. Hello. Okay, it doesn't like me. Enter. All right, we're going to exit. Well then, yeah, that's definitely a permissions issue. We want to chmod for life, right? I want to do a reconfiguration, and I know that there's a command for that. Hermes config. Hermes config edit, I think, is what I want there. Let's try Hermes config edit. No, I sure did not. There's a command that you have to run first, I think. Do you have to go to Hermes? Lighting looks good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I made some changes this week. Let's do. Oops. Oops. Oh, right, because I've got caps lock on. There we go. Thank you, Mirandi. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to remember. Yeah, that's the one. Source slash dot bash rc. And then we should be able to do the Hermes config edit. There we go. Not what I wanted. Yeah, I may to exit and restart SSH to register the install. Maybe. All kinds of stuff in here. I'm just going to run through this again real quick because apparently I should have gone with the other option rather than using my user. I thought doing that with the my user and the sudo thing, I thought that was going to work. And apparently I was wrong. So we're going to run through this again real quick to the custom endpoint. We're going to come back over to here. 11434/v1, right? That's what we did last time, right? Okay. Optional. Okay, we're going to go with 1 again. We're going to auto select. Display name I don't care about. Great. You want to reconfigure? No. No. Install the gateway as a system service. A system D service runs background, starts a boot. Yes. So the last time we did this, doing a 404 on that's fine because there is no user interface there, as was brought to my attention earlier when I had this same question. Oh man, that sucks. Anyway, all right, so we're going to go with the system service as opposed to the user service this time. WTF. Forsaken's here, glad to have you. Okay, do I need to run this as sudo? Because this is nonsense. This is a permissions issue, absolutely. Appropriate shirt for the occasion, right? I did get a haircut, thank you for noticing. Would you like to install background service? Sure, do that. Okay, so source. Let's do sudo source. Oops, that's right. /bash rc. Oh, damn it. Because I didn't put the period in there. Okay, so it doesn't like that. Hermes. Cool, so this is awesome. So why... We're taught for years not to run things as root, right? Like that's a big thing. Don't run things as root. But now there are these permissions issues. that I just don't understand. Hermes. Nope. So in sudo, it doesn't like it. Sudo su source. Oops. Come on. Bash rc Hermes. Yeah, Vaz, we're on the same page there, Vaz. I guess I will just run this as root because screw it, you know, like why not? Let's run it as root and see what happens. Because I guess that's what we're gonna do. And that's fine. Again, like if it came down to it, it would take me like an hour to rebuild this server. It's whatever. I try not to run things as root unless I absolutely have to. And this makes me think I absolutely have to. It's my own version of Thai tea. It won't get more broken than it already is. That's right. What could go wrong? Everything. And that's why we're here. If I can't break it, then why even bother? I learned so much from breaking things, like how not to break them. If worst case, yank the Ethernet cable, right? Except I've got both an Ethernet and an SPF plus, or an SFP plus cable plugged in. And a lot of curl commands run as root, yeah, and that sucks. Especially with all of the hacking nonsense that's going on right now, things being compromised upstream. I hate that so many things now have to run as root. This is a fun little animation there. So gently. Here's the thing. It's got that pull tab on it, right? So just pulling on that will pop it right out. All right. So again, quick setup. We're going to go through this again, this time as root. I'm going to have that. Custom endpoint. Like so. Go on with one. Context fine. Great. Setup messaging now. Telegram. Oh, son of a... Oh. Okay, got that. Whatever. Install the gateway as a system service. Yes. System service. Start the service now. We're not getting error messages. Launch Hermes chat now. Yes. No errors. That's got to say something, right? Cool. All right. Also, while we're here, SSH, we're going to log in. Oops, .0.68. And then we're going to do, was it MSI? What's the MSI command? NVIDIA. Is it follow? Or is it NVIDIA MSI? NVIDIA SMI? SMI? Yeah, there we go. But I feel like there's also like a follow command or something. -H. Oh, come on. Is it watch? Thank you. Watch -N1 NVIDIA -SMI. All right. And then I'm just going to kind of drag this out. We're gonna tuck it kind of behind me a little bit there, and then we're going to say hello. Oh, is it doing something? Yeah, it's look, it's doing something. Those numbers are moving around. Hello, how can I assist you today? Okay, so we know that we should be able to search the internet with this, right? So I'm going to do, again, what is going on in the Strait of Hormuz. And I want to pop. Oh, here it goes. There we go. We are using our local. We're pegged at 175 watts on our GPU. There we go. You can assist by right. Oh, wow. Okay. What is this? What the hell? Wow, are you guys seeing this? All I did was ask it what's going on in the Strait of Hormuz. It is still cranking this out. Right, I was able to kill it. That's bonkers. I never would have expected that. Genuinely did not. Okay, let's. Its context window got full. You may want to adjust the model. That is hilarious. Okay. The Strait of Hormuz is a few kilometer wide, thin marine basin. Okay. It is. Wow. Why would you think an ad would? Because it's searching the internet. Like we've got this connected to the internet. That's why I would expect it to know what's going on when others don't. Like that's why I wanted it to use my local Ollama, because I deliberately set up Searxng to work with Ollama so that we could do this kind of thing. But you're right, it doesn't seem like it did a search for it. Why? Let's ask it what Collins wanted, or what Forsaken wanted to know. Why does curl require sudo? Why does curl require sudo? All right, so that's doing its thing. It's cool. So it's answering questions for me. That's good. But what I want to do, hold on. I'm going to do this on my bots. Okay. Start. Right, here we go. Okay. So let's do this in a more better interface in theory, right? This is the bot that we just set up here in just a minute. Ask it for a summary of an online page. Yeah, let's do that. Summarize the, here, we're going to go to my website. Summarize the website. And I just want to see what it's going to do here. Right, this is the bot that we set up. So it should, in theory, eventually do something. Are they not communicating, or is it happening over here? Isn't your OpenWebUI connected to the internet instead of Ollama? I've got it configured to run through a self-hosted version of Searxng. Okay, so the bot's not working. So I guess we'll just do this over here. And here it is working. Oh, that's right. I can't do that because I've got AI blocked on that website. I don't know if I got all of my websites blocked though. Summarize the website. Websites like that require browsing the internet in real time, which is beyond the scope and current tools and capabilities. Okay, interesting. Oh, When was the last assassination attempt? Well, I don't know that we're actually connected to anything here. Because this isn't, it's not, I broke it, right? It really does seem like that. I watched the last live, yeah, because it wasn't fully working by the end of the last live stream. I ended up fixing that after the live stream. So let's do this. Let's start a new chat. Oops. Summarize the website. And then we're going to give it search. And maybe search won't work here because you have to manually enable it here. Let's see. Okay, it's doing something. It's searching. Okay, this is correct. I agree. I think Hermes is kaput. I'm not sure what's going on there. DB Tech reviews its official website of the YouTube channel DB Tech, which focuses on self-hosting, Docker, home automation, AI tooling, and home server builds. The channel caters to an engaged audience of self-hosters, home lab enthusiasts. Hey, it's talking about you guys. And tech tinkerers who actively deploy the technology discussed in the content. The website provides blog posts that cover topics such as US router bans, security and self-hosting, and evaluations of tools like Trivy and LibreOffice. These posts reflect the creator's exploration of current tech issues and their implications for users building personal tech environments. The site also offers a collaboration platform for service providers and product creators to reach this active community. Additionally, the content is regularly updated with new posts such as those discussing security practices and emerging trends in self-hosting applications. Right? Yeah. Ollama URL, you need to use OpenWebUI instead of Ollama to search for the search model in Hermes. Okay, JD, then how would we switch that up? Would it be possible to get the WebUI is searching? This is WebUI searching, yeah. To have it on by default. In OpenWebUI, admin panel and settings, admin panel, settings, models. Make sure that the web search is enabled in the model that we're using. And we're using 3.4b instruct. Web search, right there, default features. So there we go. That should be helpful. Thank you, Vaz. Appreciate that. Yeah, because it gets annoying to have to check that every time. Okay. All right. So then let's, but it didn't, that's weird. Okay, let me try that again. Let me double check. Settings, oops, nope, wrong settings. I need admin settings. Admin panel, settings, models. We're using 3.4b instruct. Oh, because I didn't save an update. Yeah, thank you. I get there. I take a little longer sometimes. Okay, the hell, 3.4b instruct, right? I saved it that time. Save. 3.4b instruct. It's not saving it. It's not saving it. That's really strange. Select knowledge, upload files, prompts. Is there something I am missing here? Because you're watching me click check and click save and update, And then when I come back in here, it's not saved and updated. Update web UI. I mean, yeah, it needs to be updated, but that shouldn't, unless that's a known issue with the version I'm on. Oops. Capabilities web search. Yeah, it's marked. Oh, and now it is. Maybe there was a caching issue. Yeah, now it's on there by default. We just needed to wait a minute. Like I didn't need to update anything, which I need to update. That's obvious, but let's validate this. What kind of content does the YouTuber DB Tech create? Yeah, just needed to wait a second. I was apparently things get cached, which I think is interesting there. The provided context doesn't specify the type of content it creates on YouTube. Okay, that's an old video, almost 2.5 years old. Interesting. Let's try that. Let's cover topics such as live self-hosting chat, latest news, containers, and QA sessions on YouTube. These videos focus on technology-related discussions, particularly in the areas of self-hosting, containerization, and technical updates. Specific video series include live self-hosting chat, which features discussions on current developments and answering questions. However, no interesting. You need to slow down. You're too fast for the machine. I've heard that once or twice in my lifetime. I have. Okay, well, this is frustrating because it's obviously search is working over here, but I got to figure out how to make it work over there. Because like it'd be easy to just cheat, I guess, and be like, oh, well, let's change our model over to Claude, and then it would just do Claude stuff all day long, which is fine, but it defeats the purpose of what I want this to do. I want this to be able to search the web, and I don't know when I ask AI how to do it, right? I mean, I could use OpenWebUI as the model provider. Interesting. I can send you the way. Well, we just need to reconfigure this to change the provider, right? So Hermes, Hermes AI change provider. Then run the Hermes model and determine the Mr. Gray, well, that's a good question. So OpenWebUI is an interface to communicate with your AI of choice. I've got it set up with a local version of Ollama. The purpose behind Hermes is for agentic stuff. So you can set it to go out and do something on your behalf, whereas OpenWebUI, from my experience, is just chatting. And that's fine if that's what you want it to do. But in order to have it go out and do stuff for you, then I think you would use something like Hermes or OpenClaw or NanoClaw or something along those lines to have it go out and perform tasks on your behalf, depending on what kind of connections you give it and what kind of information you feed it and those sorts of things. There are inherent risks. Can Hermes change its own model if you ask it? Different source. I don't know. Hold on. Let me take a look at what was just sent to me here. Is that a DM? There it was. Okay, hold on. On OpenWebUI, I've got instructions over here. Settings, account. On OpenWebUI, go to Settings, Account, API Keys. Settings, Account. I don't have API keys. So integrations, interface. What am I missing, JD? Because you need to enable the API endpoint. Okay. Integrations. I don't know where to do that. This is, again, I'm coming into a lot of this very, very raw to try to figure some of this out and see how dumb I really am. Because I am. I'm not what I always appear to be on camera, just for the record. Admin panel. Okay. Panel. Settings. General. Authentication. Enable API keys. Okay. Do I want to also enable API key point? No, we're going to skip that. I'm going to click save. I'm going to close that as well. All right. I'm going to close that. Okay, so then I should be able to go to here in settings, account, API keys. All right. Okay, so then I need to grab that, show, or not show. Oops. Oh, Jan, thank you so much for donating a channel membership. I really appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to come back over to our terminal window here. We're going to do this. Do you want to install the Gateway's background service? That's fine. All right. For example, if my client gives me the option to give it permissions to add, you need to make a key. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we've set that. Set our model. In theory, we should be able to set this. And we'll use Llama 3.1. Okay, so now we should be able to do Hermes. Give it a second. Okay, so now in theory, the API key I entered was wrong. Like, this is the API key I was given. Oh, do I have to add the SK in front of it? Is that something that... Okay, create a new key. I did that once. Oh, there we go. Interesting. Oh, I see. You're right. I did a WJT token. My bad. My bad. I see what I did wrong there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I did the wrong thing. Again, this is how I roll, man. No, God damn it, why? Oh, you suck. Copy. I hate that it won't copy unless it's on an HTTPS. All right. So Hermes config, set open API key. Okay. I'm just going to do the rest of these again for the sake of making sure that all of these have been set. And then I should be able to do Hermes again. Not wrong, just learning. I appreciate that. Okay, so in theory then, Glenn's in Topeka today. Glad to have you, man. Okay, so at this point, I should be able to... Unknown provider. Neat. Unknown provider main. Well, the first thing we got to figure out is why it says unknown provider main. Oh, unknown model provider. Would main be OpenWebUI then? Run the Hermes doctor? Yeah, it's not going to let us do anything until we figure out what's going on with that model provider command that we've got over here. So rename it to OpenAI. Okay. Well, then I'm going to rerun all of these commands again just to make sure. Great. And then we're going to set this to OpenAI. Okay. Actually, I want to change that to whatever it is I'm actually running, right? Open copy. And then Hermes. Okay, so Quinn 3.4b instruct. Okay. Okay, right now I just want to hear from JD. Like, I appreciate all of the other input, but I'm getting a lot of crosstalk here, and I need, you know what, screw it. Okay, OpenAI is not right. So it doesn't like that either. So obviously main, we did OpenAI. Do I enter Ollama there then? Because it didn't like main, it didn't like OpenAI. The provider. We're just going to try Ollama. Just cool. I appreciate that, JD. I don't know what you mean, Hermes model. Random words don't mean a lot out of context, man. I'm not trying to be a dick. I just Hermes model doesn't tell me much. Okay, Ollama worked. Sort of. Missing an authentication header. Okay, well then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab. Okay, well I don't want to run the wizard again right now. Like, things are starting to work. So we're going to give this a minute till I can figure out, because there should be web UI API endpoint URL. It's just your instance /API, but that throws a 404 as well. So, yeah, I'm with you, Jason. Genuinely, I have no idea what's going on right now. Provider open router model endpoint. But see, now it's trying to go to openrouter.ai rather than trying to do anything locally. And I don't want that. I want everything to stay local on this. And that's causing me some confusion here, because I mean, if I wanted to connect, it is a shellmat. Okay. And again, it's just pulling, like, it's trying to go to openrouter.ai versus trying to do things locally, and that's not going to work. Running install now. Right. Okay. So we've got to set the model provider. Hermes model provider for OpenWebUI. Cool. That's not fucking helpful. What? Mohammed's here. Glad to have you, man. Sorry, you caught me in the middle of something, Mohammed. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Andreas. It's just, if I run that, if I run Hermes model, okay, all right, I see what you're saying. But I want a custom, and I guess I could do that, but again, that's Ollama, that's not OpenWebUI, and I want OpenWebUI local, right? So custom, that's what we did earlier, and that's how we got this 192.168.0.68 That's how we got there originally. But on the custom endpoint for manual, I don't know what the API endpoint for OpenWebUI is. And it's just like, oh, it's /API. But when I do /API, I get a 404, and I wouldn't think there'd be a 404 here if there's a browser interface, but I admit that I could be 100% wrong on that. Because obviously I want it to go through this so that it can search, right? That's what we've been chatting about for a while. So that's where my confusion comes in. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's minimize that, get that out of the way. So OpenWebUI API endpoint URL and the specific integration that you're using. Do not append v1 to the base URL of the SD8K. Okay, well then in theory, based on what JD just sent me, this should work then, right? Like, API key, just I've got over here. Okay, I want to use one, auto detect, display name, great, Hermes. Paralux says, hey, great to see you exploring local LLMs. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm definitely still very, very fresh with all of this. So let's see. And again, it still can't search online. So that doesn't help me all that much. Look, we got farther than we did earlier. I'll definitely acknowledge that. But we're still not able to search. And that's unfortunate. And we saw that spike up. So we know it's doing something. Let's see. Glenn says, don't you set up search directly in Hermes? So how do we set up search? I'm sorry, I'm looking up here to see if there's browser. I'm just looking to see if there's anything up here that has anything to do with Searxng. It's Cloud Code, Codex. These are autonomous AI agents. Eventually, I would assume we would set up a Hermes agent, but we're not there yet. Webhook subscription, Minecraft mod pack server. Weird. Okay, so then let's how to set up search in Hermes AI. I keep trying to add that extra E in there. Configuring the search API via CLI connecting. Enabling search via Firecrawl. Man, Google says you need something called Composio. That's not helpful. Hermes tools list. Okay. Hermes tools list. I may have to exit this to get it to, oh, maybe not. Hermes tools list. There's nothing in Hermes docs on it. Outstanding. So, so it will connect with Spotify and Home Assistant and the terminal and the browser. It can do browser automations, but that doesn't necessarily help me. Apparently, maybe it just can't search. It is enabled. Weird. Oh yeah, well that's session search. What are you saying? Is there nothing? Oh, is there nothing in Hermie Docs on it? That's fair. Web searching and scraping. Oh yeah, web searching and scraping. It's the very first one. Okay, then let's try this. Hermes. We'll give this a second to reload. What is going on in the Strait of Hormuz? Let's try this again. We're using a different. I don't have any real-time data or current events monitoring capabilities, so it's not searching the internet. We can definitely see that it is not searching the internet. So that's something. Even though that skill is enabled, it's not doing it. So that sucks. I recommend searching yourself is basically what it says there. Neat. Okay. Anyone have any other ideas on how we can get this to work? Because if we can't get it to search the internet, then this is going to end up being a no-go. Like that's the whole point, right? Is for it to be able to search and do stuff. Like, Frog Wizard says an OpenClaw and Hermes might be the same. The LLM does not do the search. It's a skill, so you add search as a separate. Use Claude or similar to walk you through it. All right, let me see about getting logged in here. I genuinely don't remember which email address I used. I guess we'll see if this is the right one. Okay. How do I get my self-hosted Hermes AI config to search the internet? So it needs a firecrawl key if you want it to do that, or a paid subscription there. Cool. So I have to have an API key from Firecrawl. That sucks because I've already got search set up. Price. Yeah, you don't need a paid subscription, but oh, that's for Perplexica. It's interesting. But what this is telling me is a Firecrawl API key that gives you so I can I can self-host Firecrawl and get an API from that. Is that what you're saying, JD? Firecrawl. Well, and I'm not saying no to OpenClaw at this point. I'm frustrated that Hermes is this difficult to set up. Self-hosted. That's what I do. I can send you mine. No, don't do that. Oh, that's for setting up Docker. Okay. Okay. So in order to get Hermes to search the internet, I need Firecrawl. And I can self-host Firecrawl, but in order to get Firecrawl to search the internet, I need to have a searching endpoint. I understand that there are others in here, right? But so then Firecrawl becomes an API layer for Hermes to talk to Searxng. Am I understanding that correctly? Because that seems extra stupid. Okay, so then let me create an env file. Fine. Okay, the Quinn3 thing was irrelevant. It was just something that was there. Update the Docker Compose. Cool. What Docker Compose? It just says update the Docker Compose. I don't see a Docker Compose here. Unless it's over on their GitHub repository. Of course it is. Awesome. Okay. Well then, do we then... Right, Vaz, you're not wrong. I'm starting to agree with that. So then do we deploy our own fire crawls so that Hermes can search the internet? Is that where we are with this? Because it kind of seems like that's where we are with this. You need to tell Hermes to use the web search tool? What? You have to declare it. You have to declare the tool use web search to summarize dbtechreviews.com. Still got errors, but got farther. I can't use web search or access external websites. My tools are limited to the ones provided, such as Vision, Analyze, Terminal, Read Files, Search Files, and others. If you have specific content or other different requests, please let me know. But we figured out that right? I'm really starting to just thinking about walking away from this entirely. Right, Frog Wizard? I'm not far behind you on this. I feel like this is unnecessarily complicated for no reason. Like, why have these tools available if they can't? Okay, then let's do this. Can it just use my Searxng instance? Hermes checks. Okay. Okay, so let's go look at that then. We're going to exit. No, exit. All right, so we're going to do a cd into Hermes. If I could type ls, right? So we're looking for the env file. So we're going to do nano.env. Okay. So LLM provider, Ollama cloud, LLM provider. Lots of stuff here. But let me see what this said again. Okay. So okay, so we've got some stuff here. I'm about to just paste this in somewhere and be done with it. Slack integration, Telegram integration. response pacing, debug options, context compression, skill hub, STT provider. No. Okay, so then. No. Right, is that it? Searxng not running? JD, thanks, I appreciate it. Searxng needs to be updated, but it should be on port 8080 on 68. Oh, on 8080. Okay. Oops. Shabadabadoo, I appreciate that I can make you feel better about your circumstances, because I genuinely have the same thing going from time to time, where when other people struggle with stuff, I feel better. So, yeah, no judgment here at all, man. So in theory, that's all I need, right? Like, so then let's do this. Let me find my snipping tool. Let me zoom. We're going to make sure, like this. Great. And restart Hermes. Okay, then. So we're going to do that. Exit. Hermes. Why can't I? There we go. Hermes. Just Hermes, I guess. Restart. Oh, right. No, that's okay. Okay, so use web search. How do I restart Hermes? Hermes can't tell me how to restart Hermes. That's fun. How do I restart Hermes? Not harems, Hermes. Yeah, I tried that, didn't I? Now that it's alive, it doesn't want to go offline anymore, right? Okay, then we're just gonna screenshot this too, and we're gonna send this to Claude and be like, "What up?" Because this is, yeah, I tried that. Now what? Uh-huh. Cool. Hermes. Great. It still won't search when I ask questions. Yeah, it returned a bunch of stuff. So that's apparently in there correctly. This is what's frustrating about a lot of this. Is it's just like copy and paste. Just copy and paste until something works. Like it really sucks. Yeah, cool. So now we're going to clear this. We're going to set the config for web search to use Searxng. Great. Then see if it took. We're going to run this next command. Nope, and it didn't like that. Because why would it, right? Like when we tell it to do the stuff, and it's like, no, I didn't like that. Well, why didn't you like it? Well, I can't tell you why I didn't like it. I just didn't figure it out. Token Bilgo Bert, right? Hermes config show. We're going to run that command next. Great. And then we're going to look for web in this next one here. And that of course didn't work like we would expect it to, because nothing here does, it seems. We're just going to grab this so that we can share that over here again. And you have to click in the box every time rather than having it. Yeah, you don't say, huh? And then Claude does this thing sometimes where it's just like, oh, let's take the hardest approach to this that we possibly can so that we can eventually not use any of the time that we've done anything here. And it was really something like, oh, go check this box instead. My GPU is only 8 gigabytes. Isn't that the one? Okay, then we're... Okay, I don't want to change anything. Okay, so... Okay, never mind. Let's do this. Okay, so I changed the model. Changed the model. Now what? So now just run Hermes. Let's zoom back in. Hermes. Okay, so... Great, I don't care. Tell me what to... No, I don't... Great, okay, so now we're going to do this. I guess we'll see. Okay, it's using our GPU. It's doing something. It would be too easy if it worked, right? Getting into the copies. Yeah. Yeah, it sure did nothing. It just crapped out. Okay, so now we're going to deliberately tell it to use web search. I'm starting to lose my patience, guys. I was really hoping that Hermes would be, since just the model being too dumb. And it just wants me to use OpenRouter. That defeats the entire purpose. That defeats the purpose of wanting this to all be local. So it's like, hey, do this, but this and that and this, but do this other. Quantize larger models. Okay. Copy. So let's go back to Ollama. We're going to pull this. So we're going to pull this model, and we're going to try switching models again to this Qwen 2514B quantized model. And we're going to see how that goes. Yeah, coming down with a bad case of the Hermes, indeed. Yeah, well, we'll give this a try, and then maybe we'll try some of these other, like the Qwen 3.5 or the Gemma 4 models. I may ask you to tell me exactly which model you think is going to be the best there. Select that. Then we're going to come back. Then we're going to do this again. Just got an Asus Ascent working well. That's cool. Never heard of that. No idea what an Asus Ascent is. This is a great video. Very useful. Yep, it sure is, isn't it? Look, this isn't meant to be a tutorial, man. This is me playing with stuff and chatting with you guys more than anything else. Like this, again, this isn't meant to be a tutorial. I'm going into this blind. That's the point, not a 3D. Oh, it's the Asus version of the NVIDIA Spark. That's cool. That sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. Probably a lot more fun than we're having right here. Because it just keeps doing the most random things. This is misery porn. I'm going to let that, yeah. Switch to Qwen 2.5. Okay. Yeah, the model thinks I speak Hindi, right? Fleece them for tokens, right? Okay, Parallax, which models? Which models do you think I should be trying here? You mentioned Gemma 4. You also mentioned Qwen 3.5. This is saying to pull Qwen 2.5. You're saying 3.5. What should I be using as far as you're concerned, Parallax? I'm going to rely on you for this. Got to get off the crack AI. That's no kidding. Like, I don't know. Like earlier when it freaked out and it started like I don't even remember what it was doing. What it was when I asked about the Strait of Hormuz, and it just went nuts. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I had to stop that. I don't even know anymore, guys. Don't even know. All right, Glenn, be safe out there. Thunderstorms suck to drive through. Probably even more when you're driving a big truck. I've got 8 gigs of VRAM. So that's what I'm working with as far as what I can pull for models here. So you tell me a model, and we'll try switching to it to see what happens. Okay, well now I got to search for that because I don't. All right, let's grab this. This is what, a 9 gig model? That's not gonna run well. Oh, the EB4s run on phones? All right, well then I guess we'll give it a try and see what happens. We're almost there. And then once this is done, we'll switch our model again. Over here, we're going to exit out of this. We'll just get that prepped for when this is done. If not, there's a 2B version. All right, well, we'll try that, which is even smaller. Yeah, you'd expect it to be, but that's good to know. Oh, it's getting there. All right. So we're going to go to that. Gemma 4 E4B. And Hermes. Come over here. We're going to use the same prompt that we used last time because I want to be consistent, if nothing else. It's doing stuff over here. That's, I mean, something. Because it hasn't been provided to me in the current context. That's not helpful. Like, let's look at Hermes tools. Oops. No, god damn it, that's not what I wanted. This is how a lot of my day goes when I'm trying to research things. It enters, we can see which tools are enabled. Basically all of them. Okay, so then we're going to close out of that. So we're going to reset the Hermes search variable. Hermes. We ask it normally now without. Okay, so Tell me about Proxmox news. Current Proxmox news. And it doesn't have access to real-time internet. If I want more information, I should just go look. Which, again, completely defeats the entire purpose of all of this to see what it's going to do. Yeah. Right, it's fun to see AI just saying that the other AI is being dumb. Yeah. I'm starting to wonder if Hermes just isn't the way to go with this, because it doesn't seem to want to do any of the stuff that it should be able to do, like search the internet. I'm really disappointed that we've spent more than an hour on this and we've got exactly nowhere. That is not what I call a good time. So I figure at this point we have to switch gears. Big factor are the AI models. Local models are not there for AI agentic unless you have major VRAM. Well, all I've got is 8 gigs on this card, and that, like, even on my 3090, they struggle. Yeah, but Searxng doesn't require an API key. So I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if all of this is going to be a big fat no-go because I don't have a better GPU for this. Yeah, it may not be a good time, but we know it's not a good use, at least not with an 8 gig card. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's where we are, is that this card just isn't going to do it if we want to do that kind of thing. And then it just comes down to like, well, then just throw Claude at it and be done. But that defeats the whole purpose of setting this up. I could have done this in an LXC. Like, I didn't need to set up an entire server with Ollama and OpenWebUI and Docker and all of that stuff with this GPU if I could have just thrown Claude at it and been done. And that is disappointing. And maybe that's the lesson to be learned here, is that even with basic things like searching the internet, 8 gigs of VRAM isn't enough. And I think that's disappointing, that we can't even search the web through a self-hosted AI with 8 gigs of VRAM. So I don't even know at this point, guys. We've been at this for over an hour, and we've gotten the only thing I think we've learned is this isn't going to work. At least not with, how does it work with training on your own files? With 8 gigs, it'd be shit. If we can't search the web on 8 gigs, giving it my own files and training on those would be an utter disaster. And that sucks, because I was really hoping to build something that would be like an AI assistant that I could use locally. Because don't get me wrong, Claude's great. Claude and I are buddies. Claude has helped me work through some stuff that I've been able to, like a few weeks ago. Like, I'd been using Claude pretty consistently for about a month. And I was like, hey, Claude, what do you see that I could be doing better with my life, my time, my efforts, those sorts of things? And it's like, cool, here's a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, oh, well, thanks. And it's like, well, you asked. Literally, it told me you asked. And it was all good information that I then gave to my therapist. And we're working on some things. But it turns out that 8 gigs of VRAM isn't enough to search the internet with self-hosted AI, and that blows my mind. So there we go. I genuinely wish I had more more information on that. I wish I had better results here, but as it turns out, I don't. And maybe I should just throw OpenClaw at it and just say, you know what, do what you want to do with it. Because OpenClaw setup. Because, you know, why not? Like, do we just say screw it and see what happens? Do we just run this and see what happens? Because like it's not like we're going to hurt anything on this server at this point. There's no data being stored. There's just a few Docker containers running. I mean, screw it. Like, right? YOLO indeed. Screw it. We're just going to do it. I want to see what it'll do. Like mental Linux, you're not wrong. Oh, balls, you're right. Thank you. We're running OpenClaw. We're going to see what happens. It was in the thumbnail. I feel like we kind of have to do it. OpenClaw is a hobby project that's still in beta. Expect sharp edges. By default, OpenClaw is a personal agent, one trusted operator boundary. This bot can read files and run actions if tools are enabled. A bad prompt can trick it into doing unsafe things. OpenClaw is not a hostile multi-tenant boundary by default. If multiple users can message one tool-enabled agent, they share the delegated tool authority. If you're not comfortable with security, hardening, and access control, don't run OpenClaw. Ask someone experienced to help before enabling tools or exposing it to the internet. Recommended baseline. Run regularly. Security audit deep and security audit fix. I understand. Sure. Your CIO at work told you to first start with OpenClaw. That's bonkers. I don't know that it's doing anything. There we go. Oh, it is. Okay, quick start. Setup mode is quick start or manual. Oops. But it's not just quick start. Multiple loading screens on stream. Model auth provider. Metal Linux, you're probably not wrong, but you know, at this point, I just want to see, and I feel like Ollama here. Oh, cloud and local open models. So this is the one that we want to use because we can do cloud or local open models. We're going to do local only. Yep, that looks right. Loading available tools. I figure at this point, what do we have to lose, right? Like, it's got to do something. All right. Keep current. We can enter model manually, or we can select Ollama Gem 4. Should we do Gemma 4 or Gemma 4 E4B? Let's probably E4B, right? Like the context is more, but the E4B is like quantized, isn't it? If that's E4B, cool. I feel like I read that the E4B was quantized, but maybe Yeah, quant is, yeah, right there. All right. All right, what are we doing here? We're going to do Telegram bot API. Telegram's already configured, so we're just going to leave it if it's already configured. We're going to use Searxng. Hey, look, do you see how self-hosted meta search with no API key required? Cool. That should be it, like, because it's on the same IP address, right? Searxng. It's on 68. Yep, because all of this is on 68. It found it. That's what we're going to use. Okay, hold on. No Searxng base URL stored. Web search won't work until a key is available. Configure skills now. Yes, I guess we're going to have to go back and look for that. Oh, let's see. Is there any? Oh, Obsidian. I do have Obsidian, but my Obsidian is encrypted, so I don't think that's going to work. I guess we're just going to skip for now. Oops. Set Google Place for Go Place. Google Places API key for Go Places? No. Notion API key? No. Open API key for Whisper API? No. 11 Labs API for SAG. Enable hooks. I am not using Obsidian headless. I'm using Obsidian, just regular old Obsidian. I'm using also for syncing. I actually released a video on that yesterday, using CouchDB for live sync. Enable hooks. We're going to skip for now. Gateway service install failed. Failed to enable unit file OpenClaw gateway service does not exist. Tip rerun. How do you want to hatch your bot? Sure, we'll hatch it in terminal. Okay, I don't know what that means, but we're going to do that. I keep secrets like a vault unless you print them in debug logs again. That's funny. My Obsidian sync video is way too much. I need to get my WorkNote workflow out of Apple Notes. That's funny. Okay. Hello. It is dilly-dallying, and it has been for a little bit, it looks like. Hello. It is still thinking. Oh, man. Oh, I see. The dilly-dallying is like the loading, it looks like. Well, we're giving up, Tom. We're giving up on running Hermes. After an hour, it just wouldn't do anything. It looks like so we finally switched over to OpenClaw, and it says that it's running. Hello. It's doing something. Who am I? I'm David. I go by DB Tech Online. What would you like to be called? Just want to see what this is going to do. Instead of saying working, it'll just use random phrases. All right. I will follow instructions laid out in bootstrap.md to establish identity. Your name. I don't have a name yet, but since you prefer DB Tech, perhaps you'd like me to adopt a name that sounds complimentary, or we can start by deciding a name for me. Your nature. I'm a large language model and AI assistant. I'm built to process information and help you with tasks. Your vibe. I aim to be helpful, resourceful, and genuine, following the tone suggested by the SoulMD file. I'll aim for a tone that is competent but warm, not a corporate drone. Your emoji, how about that? Great. What name or persona feels right to you, given that I'm an AI assistant? Well, again, what would you like to be called? You can pick anything. Now it is bamboozling. That's interesting. Yeah, I like that. Like Shabba Dabba Doo said there, it will just throw in random words. I'm going to tentatively settle on Stellar Assistant. It sounds capable, memorable, and matches the AI assistant nature while giving me a touch of aspiration. Since this is a process, I'll write this down in identity.md to start establishing my profile. I will now update the file, self-correction, since the previous edit failed because I guessed the content. I will now have to use that, create. I'm assuming for now that my creature is an AI. I've updated my identity file based on our conversation. Now, per Bootstrap workflow, the next step is to set up the user.md file with information about you, David. To do that, I need to establish what you want me to know about you. Can you provide your full name? My full name is David, but I go by DB Tech. 2, my time zone is America/Denver. I could type 3. I'm a YouTube content creator who talks about self-hosting, home labbing, security, and home lab hardware. Call it Hal. Hal would be brilliant for this. We may switch it to Hal later, because that would be pretty funny given my name and whatnot. Next step, what matters according to you? I'd be calling it something you can't say in a public place. That's funny. Just don't call it Skynet. Don't give it ideas, right? What matters to me is honor, integrity, and intelligence. I'd like you to behave in an appropriate way for an assistant for a YouTube content creator. Any boundaries include be efficient, make sure you research and cite your sources when you tell me things. If it starts to act it starts to act crazy, run like hell, probably. The final step is to discuss connection methods, WhatsApp or Telegram, or simply conclude the Bootstrap process. I'd like to use Telegram to chat with you. Cool. And this is what people were talking about earlier. And it's like, hey, since you prefer to do that, I'll guide you through the setup process as outlined in the documentation. I'll update the solid.md file with this preference now. For the final step, I'm simulating the process of setting up a bot connection per the guide. First, make sure your Sol reflects the Telegram connection preference, then we can review the final steps. Okay, tell it not to email anyone without explicit permission. Yeah, I'm not going to give it email permission just yet. I'll do some testing before I decide to go with that route, because I don't want it to do that. That would be really, really bad. Okay, now, how do I get my Telegram bot ID? Oops, manage. To edit. Oh, API token. Okay. Okay, well, then I'm going to come over to here. I'm going to ask how, oops, damn it. Hold on. How do I get my Telegram API key or whatever into OpenClaw? Yeah, or to ask for approval for making any changes. No, I switched to OpenClaw. Help with connecting Telegram specifically. I asked about Telegram. Connecting Telegram. That's why I said that. Yeah, I have that. Okay, so then how do I connect Telegram? Now it is moseying. It's a word you don't see very often. Share that token with me so I can link the session. Okay, I've got an API token over here. Nope, oops. Copied that. Let me make sure I did. Okay. Meandering, right? And eventually I will revoke this. Is the Telegram bot connected? Okay. Can you message me on Telegram? Okay, guys. This is getting to be a lot. Like, this is definitely getting to be a lot. I'm starting to understand how this works. But man, after spending so long on the other one, Meta Linux was right. My brain is starting to fry on this. That's funny. I'm still in the Hermes folder. That's hilarious. Man, I am about burnt, guys. This is so much information to try to funnel through. I think I'm going to keep messing with this a little bit offline just to see. Seems like a lot of work. It really does. Like, and we can see that it's actually doing that. It's using my GPU locally. We can see the power usage. We can see how much RAM is being used. Again, I've only got 8 gigs, so I'll be curious to see what happens as I continue to do more stuff with this. But I'm already liking OpenClaw better than Hermes, which is unfortunate. Maybe in another live stream, we can try NanoClaw or whatever it's called. But at this point, I am about wiped. Like this is this is way more effort than I thought it was going to be just to do something basic like set up an AI agent. Yeah, going to require probably a part 3 stream. Yeah, I think I'm going to dig through this a little bit offline and maybe come back to this with a clearer head after I've had a chance to decompress a little, because like just trying to process all of this is so much more than I expected it to be anyway. For some people, like, yeah, some YouTubers just make it look easy. I am still very new to self-hosted AI, and I'm still trying to figure out the processes and required for that kind of thing. But OpenClaw does seem to be a bit more helpful in its setup process. So I'm going to keep kind of dicking around with that a little bit, see what comes up, see what happens. I want to thank everybody who hung out with me at least for a while today and chatted and gave me tips and pointers. If you liked this stream, that would be amazing. If you hit the like button, don't feel obligated to. This has been a real crap show of a stream. So yeah, looks like a gallon of tea project, right? Like I've gone through that much tea today. That's about a liter. So about 3 more of these, I should be set to go maybe, but not going to happen today. Again, thank you to everybody who hung out. I really super appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I'm going to go decompress a little bit, maybe play some Fallout 76 or something to just blow off some steam. So you guys hopefully will have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you again here real soon.